as Hunter so kindly put it, 2B's world tour.
Yeah.
It's always like when you don't expect her to be there too.
She's even in the HGO podcast. Get out the corner. She's down there.
Oh no!
Stay away.
She's taking over.
No. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the HGO podcast. One of your hosts today, Ethan, joining me as always with my good friends Kyle.
Hello.
And Hunter. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing just swell.
It has been I'm not gonna lie, I'm exhausted, guys. It's been a very tiring week for me. I've done not even video game related, dude. I have been doing stupid
just
amounts of life stuff and overtime and all that jazz. So if I feel a bit out of the groove that I'm usually in, because I'm in such a groove when I do this podcast every week, that's why I'm exhausted. But it's good to be here with you guys. As we sit here in the video game drought of 24, as it will be known.
Woo!
I don't know. Have you guys been up to anything? It's felt like a quiet week, despite everything that's been going on in my personal life. How have you guys been?
I've started falling down into the BlazBlue fantasy versus pit.
No, I'm sorry about that.
Fighting game that came out near the end of last year, and I didn't really have time to get to it, but I've started really sinking my teeth into it now. It's a ton of fun. Big fan. Super simple to get into. It's like a lot of modern fighting games. It does use a lot of simple inputs instead of relying on quarter circles and everything. So it's very easy to pick up and play.
No, fair enough. You going down another fighting game rabbit hole.
Yeah,
but,
dude.
hey,
What a surprise.
If it's either that or Final Fantasy 14, so you go, buddy, you go. Hunter, you still bashing away at Rise of the Ronin and
I beat
your
it earlier
replay
this
of
week.
remake?
I beat both of those earlier this week.
Oh, congratulations!
Finished.
Good job, man.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Seeing things in remake immediately after playing the next game it made for an interesting little neat. One thing I noticed right away playing it was the animations for the Punisher mode for Cloud's Punisher stance. I like them way more in the first game.
I'll go even one further. I think his Punisher stance was better in the original game than it is in Rebirth.
That too.
It got nerfed to hell. What the hell, Square Enix? Stop ruining the fun.
Where it's in the first game it was pretty reliable. Oh, use this to get the stagger by countering and stuff, and then smack away with the abilities and whatnot. And then in Rebirth, I don't think I used it very much.
No, because it made me. It felt slow and sluggish, and also I feel like they made the combo feel not as slick as it did in the remake. But I digress.
He'd disappear from the screen and just kind of do the little dramatic slash animations. I'm like, that's not as cool, because you actually watch him do the swings in the first part, and I'm like, yeah, that looks better.
Hell yeah. And as for me, I played and finished Aegis Rim, 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. That was a video game. It was all right. I don't get the hype. I don't get the story praise, really. It was fine. It was just your anime, sci-fi, mecha goodness that everyone either likes or is indifferent towards. And I thought it was pretty decent. The gameplay's shit, though. I think everyone's in agreement with that part, that it's not that great.
I don't know. I'm sure there are a couple of nerds that really liked the...
I mean, it was fine, but it wasn't I was sitting there going, oh, good.
It's the least interesting part of it.
Yeah. It was an interesting time. But hey, let's talk about video games. This week, we are talking about... Well, Kyle, it's your idea. Do you want to introduce it?
Yeah, so this week we're going to be discussing video game crossovers. This was just an idea that came to me a couple weeks back, and I'm like, it could be fun. No real rhyme or reason to why, just thought it could be fun. Best, worst, and weirdest was the idea that I pitched. So I hope that y'all did your research, dug deep to find some of the wackiest things you could have found.
Well, if you know me, you know that I do
highlight some weird, obscure stuff.
I had a couple in my head that was like, oh, that was weird when that happened, and that's all I'm gonna roll with.
Hell yeah.
Look forward to it, I guess. But if you're new here, welcome on in. It's HGO Podcast. We're here every Monday at around 5 p.m. UK time, 12 p.m. Eastern on podcast services everywhere, or on youtube.com/hotgamesonly. If you haven't seen it, if you haven't checked it out, we have a 6 bajillion-hour spoiler cast for Rebirth. If you want to go and check that out, a lot
It's
of you
doing
have already.
shockingly well
It's
on
done really
YouTube.
well,
It's
yeah.
doing pretty great.
Thanks for that, you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
So if
We have
you
a
do want
guest
to
on
listen
there
to
too.
nearly 5 hours of talk on Rebirth, you've got a good place to go and check it out. It is the
I,
ultimate spoiler cast as far as I'm concerned. Find me a longer one, I fucking dare you. It's good.
I made a post about this on Twitter, but fun game that you can play if you do decide to watch it is check if you can see the moments where I started to fade out.
It's around 3 hours if I remember correctly.
It's
Yeah, I
around the
don't.
time of like the second time I left.
I don't remember what I guessed. I made a guess though.
I'd guess
I think
around
you
3
said like
hours.
2.5 hours.
Yeah, 2.5 hours.
But it's a good time. And
It was a lot of fun.
yeah, it was with our friend Dill. So if you want to go check that out, go and check it out. It's a good one. It's a good watch. And yeah, we're still sitting in that video game drought. We'll be having games in a couple of weeks. Stellar Blade is coming out. What's the other game coming? There's
another Crab's Treasure.
Another Crab's Treasure. There's Zao.
Yeah.
There's plenty of games coming out, so be sure to stick around as we try and figure out what video games will come out in 2024, if anything. Come on, Silk Song, I believe. So yeah, let's get straight into it. We are talking all about the good, the bad, the weird video game crossovers. I don't know. Does anyone have an interesting one to start with? A good one, a bad one, a weird one.
This.
Go on, go for it, Cal.
So we'll start it off simple. Soul Calibur. The Soul Calibur franchise, kind of just as a whole, ever since the second game, they've always tried to like pull in some interesting crossover stuff. You know, so Soul Calibur 2, there were 3 versions of it, one for each console, and each version of the game had its own different crossover character. You had Heihachi from Tekken put in the PS2 version. You had Spawn in the Xbox version, and the one everyone knows, Link from Legend of Zelda for the GameCube.
Best version.
Then over in Soul yeah, dude. Legit, I think that's probably how most people even know about Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say, I think that's how most people know about the GameCube.
Well,
if it wasn't for Soul Calibur 2, there wouldn't be no GameCube.
Soul Calibur 2 was one of the most played games I had for the GameCube.
It was a lot of fun.
Well, there was only 5, so
I didn't play it until I was in college, but because my friend had brought their GameCube with them and happened to have a copy, and it's still a ton of fun even nowadays, even after playing 6 as my first one.
It's like it's still between 2 and 6, or like I'd say the 2. You could make an argument for 6 being better. It probably is, but, you know.
I think it comes down to preference, though.
Yeah, I still really liked 2.
And I've never played any of them.
5 smells.
But I do know about
5
Link.
was bad.
5 smells. Yeah,
but
then over Soul Calibur 4. Soul Calibur 4, that was the Star Wars crossover. Where they had
Luke
Yoda, Darth Vader, and the Force Unleashed
Yoda,
apprentice.
It was Yoda, not Luke.
Yeah, Yoda, Vader.
Wait,
the
Star
Force Unleashed
Destroyer
apprentice.
from Force Unleashed? Was it Star? Was it?
Yep.
What was his name? No, Star Killer. It was Star Killer. I think it was just
Yeah.
Star Killer. God, I remember Force Unleashed. That was a video game.
Which version of Force Unleashed did you play? I had it on the Wii.
I played the actual version of Force Unleashed. I played the PS3 version. I remember a couple of years ago when they announced that Force Unleashed was coming to Switch. I was like, sick! I loved Force Unleashed on the PS3, and then I loaded up the eShop page and saw it was the Wii version, and saw that the Wii version was a completely different game that wasn't as good apparently. And I was like, oh, guess I'm not playing it.
The good old days where you could just buy a game and it's completely different for whatever console you're playing it on.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh,
like any DS game that has like, this was on a console. I remember one time my sister got a DS with one of the, I don't know, it was like Crash of the Titans or something. Had a DS.
Oh yeah,
it was completely different, and I'm like, well, you weren't missing much anyway because Crash of the Titans on PS2 wasn't very good.
No, it was awful. It was awful everywhere. The DS version, actually, if I remember correctly, Crash of the Titans on the DS is infamous for being even worse. It's like the worst Crash game, like portable game, other than Boom Bang. It's horrendous, apparently.
I think there was a part where you had to like there was some kind of like it was one of those like blow into the microphone things that was absolutely like biffed or something like that, or maybe you couldn't, or it didn't work in the car because it set off. Did the original
The vibrations.
Did the original DS have like did the original DS have gyro?
No.
No.
Okay. I don't know.
I don't think that was until 3DS.
No, that was a 3DS.
I don't remember if DSi had it or not.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think it just had the camera.
Yeah. But no, back to Soul Calibur. Yeah, there was the Star Wars crossover. Starkiller, interesting choice, but I feel like they were really trying to push Starkiller back when Force Unleashed came out.
Force Unleashed was a big deal when it was coming out. I remember it.
Dude, if it came out these days, I'd be having the same fear of him showing up in one of the TV shows that I do Cal.
Surprised they haven't tried to do that, honestly.
He's too broken, that's why. It's in the lore. One, he doesn't fit in. One, he doesn't fit into the canon anymore. Well, no, I don't think he ever did.
I don't think he ever fit into the canon.
I don't think he ever fit into the canon. But when Disney bought Star Wars, he definitely no longer fit in the canon. And I think people are fine with that because he was a bit busted. He was like the most powerful being in the entirety of the Star Wars canon. So, yeah, probably for the best. But unfortunately, Cal Kestis is not safe from being ruined by Disney.
He's average enough.
I saying that, I still think he's a bit too OP for the TV shows, but they'd have to nerf him considerably.
He is unreasonably OP for like everything. It's just also he has an actor that's a TV and movie actor.
But no, I mean, fighting games are the kind of the pinnacle of crossovers when it comes to video games in general, really. I mean, we can talk about any number of them. I don't know. Where did you want to start? Because like Mortal Kombat always has extremely weird crossovers.
Mortal Kombat these days is a better multiverses than multiverses was.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of like NRS in general is doing a lot of cool crossover stuff with their work.
Yeah.
Like putting Sub-Zero into Injustice.
Yeah, the problem there being you have to play Injustice. But
I mean, Injustice is a whole different beast in itself.
Yeah, or like Kratos showed up in Mortal Kombat 9 for the PlayStation version. Kratos
I mean, just there's so many stupid characters that show up now. I think they've gone a bit too superhero focused recently, especially since Injustice, because you've had not only have you had you've had the Joker show up, you've had Peacemaker now, you have Omni-Man from
Spawn was there in the last, or not the most recent one, but the one before.
Homelander from The Boys is also going to be in Mortal Kombat. They've gone a bit too superhero centric.
As someone who cares more about some of the deep cut Mortal Kombat characters, I agree. I'd be like, I'd much rather get one of them.
Terminator. They did Terminator in Mortal Kombat 10,
they did.
right?
Yeah.
At least some of them they do get. Like John Cena came back to do Peacemaker, and J.K. Simmons did play Omni-Man for
that
Mortal
was cool.
Kombat as well. So that's cool. I like when they bring the actual people in, but then it's just like, why bring Terminator if you're not going to get Arnie to do it? So you just got an Arnie knockoff playing very weirdly realistic. Playing a realistic Terminator is weird. But there's some cool ones.
7.
Negan?
7.
You got to bring up
Negan.
Weird one.
There's another wacky one. Yeah. Just seeing all of those come out, so Negan from The Walking Dead, Noctis from FF15, and then you got Akuma from Street Fighter, and Geese Howard from King of Fighters.
Akuma wasn't even like a DLC. He was just advertised with the game.
They just put him in.
It's like, we're sorry to go with probably one of the underperforming crossovers. Street Fighter Cross Tekken was a game that came out in the late PS3 generation that seemed to come and go, and no one cared.
But yeah, I mean, Tekken has some bizarre stuff.
It's like Akuma was an apology for that. It feels like
Tekken's just crazy though in general, where it's just I expect stuff like that from Tekken.
Bears fight trees.
I'm expecting there to be some extremely random TV show collaboration in Tekken 8 where you're just like, why? But it'll be like, okay, Well, like
I
I
mean,
feel like yeah.
even after Tekken 8 came out, like I don't know if y'all remember a couple months ago, people were harassing the creators of Tekken 8 to be like, "Hey, can we put Tifa Lockhart in this game?"
Oh, I'm
And I'm
like
like, "I
99% sure
guess."
that Tifa is going to be in Tekken 8 now. I'm like 99% sure because obviously they've had a past with Final Fantasy. The part 3 is still very much going to be in the cultural zeitgeist for the next 3 years, and I can trust
Mhm.
Tekken 8 will also still be in that zeitgeist for another 3 years. It
And
makes
Tifa
sense
also
for
makes a
Tifa to
lot
be
of
there.
sense for a fighting game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, Tekken's crazy. They're joking about the fucking Waffle House stage still. Like that's what they're
Yeah.
doing. And Harada's been like not saying no if they're up for it. Like that's the thing with
Yeah.
Tekken is Tekken doesn't give a shit. Dude. They'll be like they'll
Oh,
be
Wacky.
perfectly happy to do stuff like that, and that's
dude,
pretty great.
I love
Um,
Harada so much.
He's
He's
great.
so unhinged.
and I mean, I feel with fighting games, there's a spectrum, right, of not necessarily like from. I feel like you've got your Mortal Kombat's, your Tekken's, your Smash Bros. You haven't even talked about Smash Bros. Being
Yeah, good
literally the
lord.
biggest crossover in video games, right? To you have got like your Marvel versus Capcom, where it is like
Hmm.
it's a crossover, but no one's sitting there going, "Oh shit, yeah!" Like they're not going, "Oh fuck, Iron Man! Oh my god, that's crazy!" Like
Yeah.
that's fucking mental. But it's like fighting games literally have like the entire like multiverses you're talking about that, and it's like all the Warner Brothers IP and that in a boring ass fucking fighting game. I'm sorry, multiverses, you're boring, but
It was
it's
so
like
boring you tried to like Mandela effect yourself out of releasing.
Yeah.
you hid it and then brought it back 6 months later going, look,
Hmm.
it's on a different engine. And I'm like, I can't tell, but thanks for trying. Um, there's all like stupid license games like Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl and stuff like that, where it's
Oh
like
yeah.
Hmm.
there's such a wide range in fighting games where it comes to crossovers. And it's like, I think crossovers with outside mediums, yeah, you go to like, your Mortal Kombats and your Tekkens for that. But then, like, say, video games, I don't think there is a bigger crossover than Smash Bros. I don't think there'll ever be a bigger crossover
Oh,
than
absolutely not.
Smash Bros. And I cannot believe that the biggest crossover in video games is owned by Nintendo, the least collaborative fuckers on the planet. I think it's like the
It's
funniest thing
hilarious,
ever.
isn't it?
But there's something about Smash Bros that is just like it's magic. I don't think whether you play Smash Bros or not, it's one of the only games where I think people are hyped for a character reveal in Smash, even if you don't play Smash. Like I am
Mhm.
not an avid Smash Bros fan. I buy it on release. I play it. I'll put 100 hours into it over the course of its life, right? I am not the person that should be hyped as fuck for a new character in Smash Bros. But when that logo starts coming in, let's specify here, the Smash Bros. Fire logo was the best hype getting into the oh shit, here we
Oh,
go. The
absolutely.
stupid Looney Tunes ass cross from Ultimate where it's like badump, like fuck that off. That was shit. Um but like just getting that hype of like, oh shit, here we go. It's time for somebody's heart to be broken.
Yeah.
or
There's
or
nothing
somebody's
better.
day to be made.
There's nothing better than a good Smash trailer. I
Hmm.
feel like they're the hypest trailers of like all time, even if you don't care about fighting games. They're so good.
Oh, absolutely. Like I remember for when the DLC cycle for Ultimate started and there was the Joker reveal trailer at the Game Awards.
I hadn't
Dude,
even played
I
Persona
couldn't
yet, and
sleep
I was
that
flipping
night.
my lid.
Say
Dude,
I
that
no,
was
I
the
had played
trailer
it.
that convinced me that it was finally time to play to play Persona because I
Yeah.
watched that. I'm like, oh god, it's coming to Smash. People are going to be vocal about it on Twitter. I better get around to it in the next 6 months. And I
Yeah.
did. 2019 was the year,
Hmm.
but what a moment! Like that,
Oh, for
like
sure. Like I never would have expected that to happen.
I think that it's kind of because we always thought during Smash Fours, like we always thought the hype was there, and it's like anything's possible, but realistically, it wasn't. It's just people like we were getting there, right? Because in Brawl, you had like Sonic, you had Snake, and everyone was like, "Holy
Hmm.
shit! It's not just Nintendo anymore, boys and girls. We're having a party." And then
Yeah.
Smash Four was like, "Oh, we're actually getting, like okay, cool, we're getting some more stuff." But really, it was like it was Cloud, and that was it. Really, Cloud was like there was Mega Man and stuff
Yeah.
like that, Pac Man, but it's like those were
Mhm.
things that were like
I felt like you
on
kind
the
of knew they
table.
were gonna be there.
Cloud
Yeah.
was definitely like
That was the one where I
the
was like,
most
oh, really?
unexpected.
Well, to be fair, I don't think I was expecting Bayonetta either.
Well, yeah.
Well, as soon as Nintendo was publishing Bayonetta 2, I was like, okay, like everyone's like two adults, and like they can remove animations, guys. Come on, like this is
Mhm.
not difficult. But
Yeah.
to me, it was like the Joker trailer for the Fighters Pass was like, oh shit, this means business. And
Mhm.
looking back at it, I'm like, I don't necessarily think. One, I think Joker was the best possible character to start that Fighters Pass with, to be honest, and I still think
For
Yeah.
it was a
sure.
fantastic choice. But it's like it opened the possibilities for the DLC to just go anywhere. Banjo was no longer a meme that people were chucking into the ether. It was very much, and it happened, right? You know,
Mhm.
you got and even like smaller third party characters like Terry from, from, well, fucking, I can't even
King of
remember, but
Fighters.
SNK. I just get King of Fighters. Thank you. I was just gonna say
Yeah.
Terry from SNK, but you know what I mean. Um, but, even smaller characters like that were like they meant a lot to a community, a group of
Yeah.
people. Like that
Like
was
King of Fighters is huge in like Latin America.
it's fighting game royalty with the whole, like, it's got a history there, and it's like, oh, that's sick. Um, Sephiroth and Sora coming out of nowhere, where everyone was like, oh shit. I really wish that Square Enix would sometimes recognize a Final Fantasy that wasn't 7, but it's okay. We'll live with it. But cool
Look,
stuff
dude, we
like
had to
that.
fight the mouse to get Sora in the game.
Yeah,
So,
fair play for that one. But it's just like Smash Ultimate was something else. I'm very
mhm.
much looking forward to the next Smash Bros. Not necessarily to play it, and not necessarily because I don't enjoy Twitter when we're going through this cycle, because every other week is a leak, and with AI and all
No.
that shit, that's not going to be a
It's
fun
also
Smash Bros.
exhausting. Well, I don't know.
Every
Oh
leak's going to
man.
look legit next time because of all this shitty AI art and all that
Check the
jazz. So,
fingers
yep.
or
But
the text.
Check and see if it's got Ken giving a thumbs up.
Yeah.
but that's the fun of Smash, is
Mhm.
the opportunity, like what is next. I feel like the doors are open, right, for the next Smash Bros. It's like they got the license to Sora. They managed to figure that out. If you can figure out Sora, who is an enigma wrapped in 60 layers of fucking IP rights that you just had to unravel, literally, like people have joked all the time. We joked during the fights about Crash Bandicoot, Master Chief, all this other shite that everyone was like, whatever.
Yeah.
Doom Guy, all of that jazz.
It's
Nothing's off the
possible
table
now.
anymore, and I love
Yeah.
that. I feel like it is just a little bit of hype. I miss it from Nintendo. I've missed it in
Yeah.
recent years because there is that hype. Booster Course Pass was shit. It did not generate that hype. We've said
That's
it
because,
before.
like, what are you
Yeah, go
gonna
on.
do? Give them more Mario characters for your
Well,
10-year-old game?
but that's what I'm saying, is that's what Mario Kart needs to do, and we said it a couple of months ago on the podcast, right? Is I think that Mario Kart 9 or Mario Kart 10, whatever they call it, should come out as a Mario Kart game, and then they should do a DLC pass, and every cup should be based on a different Nintendo IP or in different, So then there is a bit of hype where it's like, well, what's the fucking next one? Is it Splatoon? Oh my god, look, it's Splatoon. It's Splatoon 4,
Mhm.
ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe it. They made another one. That's crazy. But like, I just miss that hype from Nintendo, and it's such a good, like, it's a feel good. Yes, is there bullying when someone's favorite character gets a me costume and we batter them into the sun? Yes, but it's a fun time, dude. I wouldn't have it
Mhm.
any other way. It's like my favorite part of a Nintendo cycle is Smash Bros. Hype.
Yeah.
It's a
It's a
different
ton of
vibe.
fun.
Yeah.
Although, I'd
It's also
say,
just really cool to see like how far Smash Bros has come from how it started. Because I remember like, and this is well documented. There were interviews and everything where Hideo Kojima wanted to get Snake into Super Smash Bros. Melee,
yeah,
but they just couldn't get it to work.
Hmm.
So it's cool to see how it go. It's just even to just see the game go from like, you boot up Melee and it's like Nintendo All Stars in Super Smash Bros. Melee, and now it's like, oh, this is just like a celebration of video game history at this point.
yeah, it's
And this
great.
is so cool.
Hell yeah. You love to see it. But no, I love Smash Bros. I think it's fantastic. Um, I can't wait for the next one in 60 years because that's how this is how Smash works now. It's great.
Yeah.
Um, It is crazy that you got Smash and then Melee within like 2
13
years,
months.
13. Yeah, like it's crazy how quickly you got those. And now we
It's
genuinely have to
crazy how
wait
much
8
like
years.
more of a game there is to Melee too.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Anyway, we've talked a lot about fighting games. Let's get off the video. And I mean, we mentioned him. I feel like we should talk about it because it makes a good segue. Because again, you're talking about crossovers and unexpected crossovers, especially in the 2000s, right? I don't think there is anything quite as iconic again in terms of, especially for PS2 era. Kingdom Hearts, the mixing of
Mm.
weird anime Final Fantasy with Disney is like, again,
Yeah,
on
that's the
paper
weirdest thing.
shouldn't have worked. If I was of the age to have a brain when Kingdom Hearts came out, I would have stopped it. But you know, we live, we learn. Kingdom Hearts is a thing. Um, Again, what a weird fucking it's. I think the thing about Kingdom Hearts that'll always make me laugh is, in concept, it's fucking insane, and then when you realize that it came out of an elevator, like an elevator made
The
Kingdom
elevator
Hearts.
meeting. Yeah.
That is, it's the fact how it was created is even more batshit than the actual premise of the game itself. Um,
Yeah.
and I feel like, especially with early Kingdom Hearts, right? Kingdom Hearts 1 in particular, I feel like there is that kind of magic to it where it is really trying to be Disney. And it's like, it's such a weird take because obviously, with Disney being such a Western, um, like it's a Western staple, right? It's like I grew
Mhm.
up on Disney films. Like most people had grown up on a Disney film at least, right? So to have a Japanese developer create something in that world and it be so weird, like you can tell the bits that are original and the bits that aren't. Like it stands out like a sore thumb, but you wouldn't have it any other way, right? The cheesy
Yeah.
acting, the cheesy dialogue, the darkness and the light, dude. Kingdom Hearts' light is my favorite like line of cheesy dialogue from PS2 era video games. I love it. It's so good. And the fact that it does bring these worlds to life in such a magical way, just being able to go to these classic Disney worlds and just piss about in them for better or worse. It's cool. I love when video game movies are often shit, right? Like video game tie-in movies, like they're
Yeah.
shit. The vice versa, they're shit. Most movies based on video games are shit. Most games based on movies are shit. It's like that might be changing in recent times, but that is a tradition that will continue probably. But you know,
It would be really impressive to see the vice versa happen, where a game based on a movie is actually like really good.
yeah, I'm waiting. Um,
Like people said that I don't know, there was like a Wolverine Origins game that was better than the movie, but that's because Wolverine Origins was bad.
Maybe. But you know, it's like I love that it's because, especially in at that time, video games based on movies. Let's get it the right way around. Were so shit and so mediocre. So to have something that would, like, an actual game developer make an actual game, but be set in Disney worlds and stuff and live in those worlds and have a lot of original voice actors actually come in and perform
Mm.
in these games. It is that kind of bit of magic that, even though I didn't grow up with it, when I did play it, I'm like, oh, I can see why this is their personality for the rest of their life. I can see it.
Ayo.
I mean, Kyle, you have what I would say the strongest attachment to Kingdom Hearts
I was
out of
exposed
all
to
of us.
Kingdom Hearts as a very young boy. I was playing Kingdom Hearts 1 before I knew how to tie my shoes. We'll put it that way. So, and I was also played Kingdom Hearts before I had even heard of Final Fantasy. Like
Which is
Kingdom Hearts
crazy to
was
me.
it Kingdom Hearts was my exposure to Final Fantasy. You could imagine my surprise when I got to Olympus Coliseum and they made me fight Cloud, and I'm like, I have to fight a Cloud? And then there's just this anime boy with a big old sword who just murdered me instantly, and I'm like, oh, oh no.
Man, playing Final Fantasy VIII later in life and being like, That's not his name."
Dude,
Must have been funny.
I've actually managed to train my brain to call him Squall, even in Kingdom Hearts.
Good.
I've rewired the brain to be
What's his
call him
name
the
in
correct
Kingdom
name.
Hearts? I don't even remember what his name is. It
Leon.
Leon?
Leon.
Yeah. Why did they
Yeah.
change his name? That's so fucking weird.
His name is Squall Leonhart.
It's
Oh.
still weird that they changed it.
There is like a lore reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
This
Kingdom
lame, though.
Hearts lore reasons are not admissible in court.
I do think it's funny
This
that
is
you're
true.
like, this is my first kind of, exposure to Final Fantasy, and I can
Yeah.
genuinely say, which is also quite funny because I genuinely played it in 2019, that it was technically also my first exposure to Final Fantasy in terms of
Yeah.
actually
Yeah, but you
playing a
have the
game even
internet.
close.
You had
Yeah.
the internet and you could look up what Final Fantasy was.
Yeah, but I never did. I knew
We
about
didn't have
Cloud
the internet in
Strife.
2002.
Well, you did. You just had to dial up, dude. You had to go on AOL and wait for 20 years to get on there. But yeah, you know, I Kingdom Hearts is interesting, right? I love Kingdom Hearts. There's a part of it is an ironic love of the cheesiness
Mm.
of it. There's something about Kingdom Hearts dialogue and story that is the worst and the best at the same time. There is something magical about it. It's this blending of such different polarizing worlds. Like it's like JRPGs and Disney shouldn't really interact
It
with each
shouldn't
other,
work.
really, and it shouldn't work, but it does.
Mm.
And the best parts of Kingdom Hearts are usually when it works really well.
Like Woody
And
calling Xehanort a no friend having loser.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's like even Kingdom Hearts 3, right? I love Kingdom Hearts 3, and I realize that Kingdom Hearts 3 is not everybody's favorite video game, but I think it's like even when Kingdom Hearts 3 is at its best, it's in the Disney worlds, it's living in those worlds and just experiencing those kind of either reliving the stories of the movies or telling a completely different story in those movie worlds. Like I love the Tangled world in Kingdom Hearts 3. I was like, as someone
Yeah, I
who's a
like that
massive
a
fan
lot.
of Tangled, like I finally got it,
That's a good
right?
one.
Because Kingdom Hearts 1, yes, I like all of the films that were in Kingdom Hearts 1, but they were never any of the films that really resonated with me. I was very much a big Pixar fan when I was a kid growing up. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I liked Aladdin, but I didn't like it that much.
Mm.
So when Kingdom Hearts 3 came around, I'm like, oh, I love Tangled. And I actually got to go into, I'm like, oh, so this is how it feels. This is how it feels when you get that Kingdom Hearts magic. I'm like, oh God, I love this. There's something special that without even playing it, there's this sense of nostalgia with Kingdom Hearts just because of the history of it and the breadth that they've now experienced. Like Kingdom Hearts again, that hype cycle of what Disney Worlds we go to, what bullshit will they conjure up this time? Seeing the 20 million E3 trailers in 2018 will be the funniest thing that ever happened to me. That Frozen trailer in particular made me play Kingdom Hearts 3 because it was that bad that I was like, okay, I'm getting in on this shit.
Oh,
This looks
man.
goofy as fuck. And I was not disappointed. I love it. Again, it's good. It's just, is it dumb? Yes.
Yeah.
But it's like, get a grip, just have some fun, just vibe in the world. Look for some lucky emblems, guys. Come on, there's some ingredients around here. Let's go find them. They're great.
Like Kingdom Hearts, I'm harsh on it on like especially a lot of the newer entries. I still think 1 and 2 are the best in the series, but I still love it. I'll still always have a soft spot for it. I'm harsh on it because I love it.
And like half the things that I like when I dislike Kingdom Hearts, it's like it's still like I know I come off overly negative sometimes I feel, but it is out of a place of like it's out of a place of like love really because it's
Yeah.
like Kingdom Hearts 3, there are plenty of things that I did not like about Kingdom Hearts 3. There are plenty of things I don't like about Kingdom Hearts 2 as well. But it's like I'm still I'm nitpicking because I really like them. The core gameplay loop I really like. The world system I really like. Is the voice acting terrible? Yes, a lot of the time. But would I have it any other way? No. Because
No.
why the fuck would I want that? Like, why the fuck would I want Kingdom Hearts with good voice acting? That sounds awful. I don't want that. then we have to start taking the story seriously, and I'm not doing that either. I love it being stupid and overly complex. It's it just is. It's one of those things that could have only have been born in the 2000s. It would never have
Oh
happened in
yeah,
any other decade. And I'm so glad that it did
Sure.
and that it carries on and it's still trucking along and we'll probably have Kingdom Hearts 4 in the next couple of years and that'll be again a whole roller coaster in
oh,
of itself, really.
God. Hopefully, we see some more about Kingdom Hearts 4.
I'm assuming we see some this summer. I'd be
We've
shocked if we
gotta.
don't. I am again my bets so far not been great on the bets this year, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be honest with you. I think there's honestly a gut feeling. You know how I was saying last year, I was like, Rebirth's basically done. They're just waiting for 16 so they can start the train up. And they did start that train up instantly. They fucking did. I think it's the same with Kingdom Hearts. I think we're about to. I think once they start the train back up, we're going to the station. It'll be within a year. It'll be. My aim is I think it'll be like next January, February. I think it'll have the Rebirth slot from this year. Would be my guess. It's been in development since 2019, guys. It's been years. Have some faith, but no. Hunter, we've kind of been living
Alrighty.
in our own little world for a little bit. Do you wanna take the wheel for a little bit?
Yeah, so one that's hilarious because it only exists in like a very specific version of the game. Metal Gear Solid 3 had this playable mini game that was like it was called Snake versus Monkey.
Yeah.
And it's only on the original like release of Snake Eater on the PS2,
It's
right?
not
So
on
it's
the
not a,
It's not in the remaster collection. Why am
Eh,
I even playing
no,
it?
no,
Fuck.
it's not in the HD collection. It's not in
No Ape
Metal Gear
Escape.
Solid 3 Subsistence or Substance, whichever word they used for that one. But yeah, it's only in the original Snake Eater version of the PS2 release of MGS3, and it's just a mini game where it's like it puts you in one of the more open-ended sections of Metal Gear Solid 3, and you're sneaking around, tranquilizing some monkeys. There's one monkey with an eye patch. He's standing on like a big old Ape Escape shaped Metal Gear type thing. It's hilarious. You get a banana camouflage pattern. It's the funniest thing in the world.
I also want to say this crossover goes both ways. In Ape Escape 3, they had their own little mini game. It was called Metal Gear Solid Snake Escape,
Oh, yeah.
where you basically play a Metal Gear level, an MGS level as a monkey dressed up like Solid Snake.
Yes. I love things like this. One that I've mentioned, this is a missed opportunity, I feel like, considering how hype Crash Bandicoot was back in the day, and how part of Metal Gear Solid's iconography is boxes, right? Like, it should have been like an advertisement that just advertises two of the games at the same time, where Crash Bandicoot like breaks a box and Snake was hiding it or something. Would have been great.
Yeah,
That'd be cute.
I love little references like that, little little nods or collaborations. I think they're always a lot of fun.
Yeah, and the Metal Gear Solid series continued to do this and other stuff. Like I think Peace Walker had Monster Hunter missions or
mhm.
something
I mean,
wacky. MGS,
Kojima's carried on this tradition for a long time. I mean, there
yeah,
in Death Stranding there are specific Easter eggs for Horizon and also
yeah,
for Half-Life as well.
yeah, or Metal Gear Solid 4. You can unlock Altair's costume just because he liked Assassin's Creed.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah,
Incredible.
oh, yeah, rad. That's neat.
I love stuff like that. Or like if even if developers had prior franchises, just referencing their prior franchises in future entries, just having little
Hmm.
nods and stuff like that. I know Sucker Punch has basically put a Sly Cooper Easter egg in every video game they've made since Sly Cooper.
You got to keep the cope alive.
Yeah, we'll never see another Sly Cooper game again, but I can guarantee that I will at least see the Sly Cooper logo in another 80 games before I die, because that's what Sucker Punch will do. like in all the Infamous games, a lot of the graffiti was based on Sly Cooper stuff, especially in Second Son. There was like 60 million different Sly Cooper graffitis all over the place.
Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima, there's obviously the costume and stuff like that. That's all based on Sly.
Mm.
Insomniac loves referencing everything in Insomniac games. Like they just they've referenced Sunset Overdrive in Spider-Man. They've referenced Ratchet and Clank. That Ratchet and Clank has referenced every fucking video game under the sun.
Yeah.
Ratchet and Clank has referenced every cultural event that's happened in the past 20 years, because that's what Ratchet and Clank does. Still, one of my favorites is in Ratchet 3. They genuinely just have Britney Spears in the game and called her Courtney Gears, and she's a main villain in Ratchet and Clank 3. And it's one of the best parts of that game. I love it. So good. I love when developers just chuck little nods if you've been playing their games for a long period of time. It's always a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But you know, when you're talking about crossovers, I feel like obviously now we talked about fighting games. There's obviously there's the elephant in the room, right? There's the Fortnites. There's a skin for every fucker under the planet. And to get a bit weird, my favorite of these, which I always thought looked goofy as fuck, is the Fall Guys skins. Whenever a character comes to Fall Guys, it's the goofiest
little beans.
shit you've ever seen in your life. My favorite is 2B, where it's like, you know how horny
in my
fans
little
are
list
of 2B.
Of things,
yeah.
I have the 2B World Tour as one of the crossovers.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I had that too.
Because she's in everything now.
Good
it's
Lord,
amazing.
she really is.
But it's just funny to me where it's like, 2B is basically the icon of horny Twitter, and to the fact that they just made her into a being, like the most unattractive thing on the planet, is like my favorite thing ever.
It's so good.
And I don't know, like Fall Guys skins are just funny because they're like they are like literal costumes. They are like just put over the being, so it's like some of them are great and some of them look really good. Like the Ratchet and Clank ones look fantastic. A lot of the Sony ones look pretty good, to be honest. The Master Chief one looks great because you just stuck a helmet on the bean. It's great. But then you get the really ugly ones, the weird ones, the human ones that are just a bit like uncanny, and I love it. That's when they're the creepiest, and I love them. Like the Aloy ones, like the 2B one. The 2B one is fantastic. I love it. Mediatonic's a UK company, so I'm surprised that Fortnite hasn't done this yet, but they did a Doctor Who collaboration, so there's a load of Doctor Who skins. You can dress up as a Dalek, and it is just them wearing a Dalek costume. It's very funny. It's pretty cute. I love it.
I remember right around the time they went free to play, I think they did a collab with wrestling or something. I remember the Undertaker. The Undertaker flew by me one time while I was still playing. I'm like, huh?
Dude, it's so much fun when you're just like,
I was like, I didn't know you were here.
I'm just scrolling through a list of Fall Guys beans. I just got jump scared by the Terry Bogard bean. And the My bean.
Yeah,
there's Ratchet. That's cute. Pusheen. This guy's name is Rinsler, which is funny, from Tron.
Yeah, they did Tron. They did the Jungle Book. They did the Jungle Book, which was quite funny. They've done a lot. They've done a load of Disney collaborations. They've done a lot. Yeah, they've done a lot of collaborations.
That makes sense. They had Mecha Godzilla too.
Yeah,
the mayor from Bugsnax.
Hell yeah! There's a Filbo one. What the fuck?
Apparently,
I never got that.
Jin Sakai from Ghost of Tsushima. What are you doing here?
Everybody on
Oh yeah, there's Mowgli.
But and then again, with because it's all epic, right? But Fortnite literally has every fucking character under the sun at this point. You can Here's the thing: if you're into Fortnite, congratulations, you've probably got a skin from a character that you really like at some point in your life. I think it probably does. It does the best job out of all the free-to-play games, really, I think, of doing those kind of costumes, because you just get the character. It seems like Fall Guys is an exception, but with a lot of these games like Apex or Call of Duty and all this stuff, they have to kind of go with this is a costume for the character, or Overwatch, where it's like they're cosplaying, and I'm like, I wish they weren't because they're shit. Half of them are really bad.
Yeah,
Um,
there's always raised the question with I know Call of Duty has like had real people costumes in it, and I'm like, for being a realistically rendered game, it seems a little messed up to do that.
some of them, yeah, like Snoop Dogg
like,
is like,
like
yeah, that's
it seems a little messed up to realistically render Snoop Dogg being murdered in active combat zones.
it is, but I also think it's weirder when they're like, we're doing Attack on Titan, so we're gonna give random Army Man McGee a Attack on Titan protagonist outfit that looks janky as fuck 'cause it's on a real human being. It's like, yeah, I'm not as huge a fan of that. I'd rather just have the actual character like in Fortnite where you're like, oh, that's clearly Kratos from God of War because it is Kratos, not just
Yeah.
someone dressed up. Um, Overwatch does a terrible job at this. I
Yeah,
think
they
their
do.
collaboration skins are awful. I think there's some good ones, like the Cowboy Bebop skins that they did. Most of them are terrible. Mauga's skin though is pretty great. The rest of them are bad. Um, the One Punch Man ones also not very good. Um, I just think sometimes where I'm like collaboration skins in a lot of games just don't look good. So Fortnite is I think that's genuinely why Fortnite's done so well, just because the collaboration skins they do actually, if Spider Man's in the battle pass, it's gonna look like Spider Man, and you're like, oh shit, I want
Mhm.
Spider Man. It's not looking at random dweeb dressed as Spider Man. That's cool. I want that.
I
Whereas like
do
Overwatch
remember
just does a shit job.
I do remember like the culture shock from like back when Avengers either Infinity War or Endgame came out and they put Thanos
That was
into
so funny.
Fortnite.
That was so
It
funny.
it was really funny, but now it's weird to just think of that as like the norm for Fortnite now.
Yeah, now when I see someone's in Fortnite, I'm like, oh, whatever. Like, yeah, they've run out of characters to put in Fortnite. In my head, I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, of course, Solid Snake's in Fortnite now. Of course he is.
Like
Why
the
would
week
he
we're
not be?
recording this, they're doing their Avatar Last Airbender collab.
Yeah. Again, I'm like, there's IPs where I'm like, I'm surprised that's not in here yet, but it will probably be on the list in the next 1 to 2 years, right? I think the only
Mm,
thing that would surprise me is if they ever got Nintendo to agree to something. Would be the only final
yeah.
thing where I'm like, oh, now I'm surprised.
Yeah, because like I remember it was rumored around the same time that Master Chief been in that
Yeah, he's
I think
already
by
in.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think around the time that he was
Samus?
rumored, there people were
Samus.
rumoring Samus too, and I'm like, nah, Nintendo's not gonna bite.
No. And I don't think they ever will. Which is funny
No.
because in every Fortnite survey, they always are right. Like the list, they've always got Nintendo stuff in there, as if to go. Maybe if we get enough sign-ins, we can bug them enough
We
to
can put an
maybe.
inkling in here.
They're always asking. They're always putting Zelda in there. They're always putting Mario in there, and they're always, for some reason, this is the weirdest one of all, putting Xenoblade in there. That's the one that they always keep putting in. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Xenoblade in the Fortnite survey. You think that Xenoblade and Fortnite have got a crossing demographic?
Man,
You've probably got better research than I, but that seems a bit like counterintuitive.
It's what Noah's
all
character always wanted.
I'm
all
To
those
surprised
shoot
streamers.
people
Persona's
with to
still.
shoot people with guns.
Persona has also
Yeah.
not been in that. I expect Persona to be in there within the next year or two because I'm surprised it hasn't been yet. To be honest,
Hmm.
Sega likes dishing out everything.
It'd be
Um,
funny if instead of like, the human characters, it was like Teddy.
yeah,
That'd be
it
the
would.
move. Is Teddy in Fall Guys? He should be.
He
He
should have
should
been.
be. Yeah. If they ever did a Persona collaboration, it should be Teddy and then like a really ugly bobblehead Morgana. Like that's what it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because people were saying with Fortnite, people thought that Persona 3 was going to have a collaboration with Fortnite, and I'm like, no offense, I love Persona 3 with all my heart. I can't think.
5 is still the
Yeah,
one that
I can't
people
think of a
know.
worse Persona game to put in Fortnite other than the fact that they have a gun. Like that's literally it. Is they have a
Yeah.
pistol. Because it's like you're just playing as high schooler McGee, really. It's like you get Makoto and Yukari or whatever, and to me, that's cool. But if you're trying to convince someone to get into Persona, just guy in school uniform isn't gonna sell it. I don't think as much
Yeah,
as a
like
couple of Phantom
4
Thief
wouldn't work
costumes.
that way either.
Yeah. In fact, I take it back. 4 would definitely be the worst, except for Teddy. Teddy would be
Unless it
cool.
was Teddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but 4 would be the worst. Then 3 because at least they've
GA's
got
not
guns.
selling anything to anyone.
Yeah, but no, they do a good job, man. They do a good job. Kyle, where are we going next?
Well, we brought it up very briefly in the last segment. Uh, as Hunter so kindly put it, 2B's World Tour.
Yeah.
Good lord.
There are only two. There are only two laws in the universe, dude, and that is 2B will be in every fucking video game, and if you have a Persona collaboration, you will probably be dead in the next year. They're like the two rules.
Yep.
And both are true, dude. 2B is everywhere. Which makes me laugh because it's like
It's a
Nier
miracle
Automata.
that she
Nier
wasn't in Smash
Automata is
Brothers
so.
at this point.
Nier Automata is like 7 years old, and it's like
Yeah.
say what you
She
want
just
about
still gets
Persona.
pudding and
They
stuff.
keep making spin-offs. They have not made a Nier Automata spin-off. They made the anime a couple of years ago, but that's about it.
That's right.
If they make a Nier 3, they'll probably either make it. They'll either put a 2B in there, or they'll make whatever the next fucking evolution of a 2B is in terms of the character. And you're like, oh god, no, I don't want to see that world. But you know, she is just in absolutely everything.
And it's always like when you don't expect her to be there too. Like I was
2B
playing
jump scare.
FF14. Yeah, legit, dude. FF14, I finished, I think it was Shadowbringers, that expansion, and then a bunch of like extra 24-man raid dungeons open up. It's all fucking Near Automata themed. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I've never played Automata, but I can get behind with this. And then and then I actually played them. I'm like, oh, these are like the shittiest dungeons in the video game. Dude, they just didn't translate well. They put action game bosses into an MMO.
Oh dear.
No.
Guess you're gonna have to play
Yeah.
the actual Nier Automata
It
to get
it
the
translated
experience.
about as well as you'd imagine.
Or what? She was in Soul Calibur. She was just put in that other fighting game you started playing.
Yeah, Grand Blue jump scared me there. She got nerfed to hell in the last patch for no reason because she wasn't even that good to begin with.
I think she was in Monster Hunter.
She's in like 17 million gacha games. I know that.
I believe that. Dude, in my research, I found she was in the Octopath Traveler mobile game.
Really?
Which, like, yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. You got some cool artwork here. 9S is chilling in the background.
Like I say, as far as I'm aware, not in Fortnite, but in Fall Guys, which I think is hilarious.
That's hilarious.
She was in PUBG. But not
she was
Fortnite.
She was disqualified from Fortnite then.
That's funny, dude. They've got that exclusivity, dude. Can't be in Smash Bros. They were in Tekken, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
We know the rules. You can't do that. That's crazy. But no, 2B's everywhere.
Yeah.
At least until there's a Nier 3, which, by my calculations, guys, 2025, big year for video games. I'm huffing that copium because I need something to live for. So, yeah, Nier 3, Persona 6,
Kingdom Hearts 4,
Kingdom Hearts
Nier
4.
3.
It's going to be, and all within the first 3 months. Wow, what a crazy year.
Even if there is a Nier 3, 2B is going to be like a hidden super boss or something.
Legit.
Dude,
that would be sick.
Joke's on you, Nier 3 is just going to be Nier 2-2. Like, literally, it's just going to be like, look, it's still Automata. We need the 2B income, dude. We need the income, yeah. Come on, we can't let go of the IP. We can't. But no, she's everywhere. Which is funny, because I like 2B. I thought 2B was alright, but
I liked her a lot in Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
She was a ton of fun.
Speaking of name, she's even in the HGO podcast. Get out the corner. She's down there.
Oh,
no. Stay away.
She's taking over.
No. God. That's an hour. The podcast background's like an hour loop as well. You can't make that shit up, dude. Like, there's a 1 in 60 chance for that.
Oh, that's amazing.
God damn. Oh, dear. Anyway. Screw you, 2B. Screw you. I've got a weird one.
All right.
Because, you know, Mario Kart's boring, right? Because they, like, yeah, Nintendo characters, blah, blah, blah. Was it cool when Mario Kart 8 first came out fucking 10 years ago? Maybe.
Yeah, Link with his horse motorcycle. Yeah.
That was pretty sick, though. That was pretty sick. But you know what? Had weirder crossovers and was also over 10 years old. Sonic and All Stars Racing transformed. Like, has anyone like? Let's
Yes.
look back at this,
Oh my
right?
god.
Because there are some weird Sonic and All Stars Racing transformed characters, and I'm not even just talking about like, oh wow, dude, they got they pulled out all the stops. I'm talking about like the Yogs cast were a
weird.
character in Sonic and All Stars Racing transformed, and you know they were for charity, so you can go, okay, you know, there's a reason for that. You can maybe understand why like, you know, why the Monkey Ball characters were here and all that jazz. Can
Yeah.
someone please tell me why professional athlete Danica Patrick was a fucking character in Sonic and All Stars Racing transformed?
At least
Like,
she drives. At least she drove cars. It'd be weirder if it was like a soccer player or something.
I think it was
I'm just
like,
imagining, like, imagine if it was like Zlatan Ibrahimovic or something. It'd be so weird.
The
I just,
Undertaker.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be so weird.
but the thing is she isn't even like, she wasn't even DLC Hunter. This was base roster. She was a base roster character. And it's like, you got like one rep for a lot of characters, and then you just go, oh no, fuck it, Danica Patrick, why not? From everyone's favorite franchise, Real Life. There we go.
NASCAR.
Yeah, why not? It's almost like when they put the BMWs in Mario Kart 8, dude. You're like, why? Like, you don't need this.
I've got a list pulled up here. I'm also seeing Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, Wreck-It
And then
Ralph.
Ethan, explain this one to me.
Yeah.
Why are the Team Fortress people?
Yeah.
Why are they here?
Don't know. Why not? I'd also like to say
You
the
saying you've
football
never wanted to
manager
race
from the
cars with
hit video
pyro?
game. Yeah, dude. Better than Football Manager from the hit game Football Manager. It just makes me laugh. I love Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed. I think it's a fantastic game, all things said. It has a dumbass roster, but fantastic game. I wish they'd make another one, because the All Stars Racing Transformed is probably, sorry to say this, and it might be a controversial opinion, because I think, did it come out before Sonic Generations? I don't know when
I
it
feel like
came
this
out.
was after.
No,
I
2012.
thought it
When
was
was
like,
Generations? Was
That was like
Generations?
2011,
yeah, Generations
2010.
like
Okay,
sooner.
cool. If it was after Sonic Generations, then I can happily say, other than Mania, which we count as a separate timeline because someone else made that,
Because no
best
one,
Sonic
because it
game,
wasn't from Sega.
still the best Sonic
Sega.
game that's been made since Generations. There you go. Still the best one. It's fantastic. But Danica Patrick will always be one of those weird crossovers where you're like, oh, okay, bizarre, but it's there.
I'll say this though. Huge missed opportunity from Sega to not put in the Crazy Taxi from Crazy Taxi.
Or the Crazy Frog from the Crazy Frog, you know what I mean? Like, that would have been crazy.
I feel like they could reasonably make another one of these in like conjunction with their whole, hey, look, we're bringing a bunch of these things, a bunch of our old classic franchises back.
Not even that. I would pay for a new one just for the fact that you know that you're gonna have Kiryu from Yakuza, and
Teddy.
Majima from Yakuza,
Yeah.
and whatever the new guy who's got the luscious locks and is riding Ichiban, that's riding the dolphin. I love him. He's gonna also be there. I hope that they give the Chibi Kiryu from the Monkey Ball game also his own separate character. That'll be fantastic. Morgana as a character and Teddy as a character.
Oh, fuck it, dude. Morgana as a car.
Morgana as a car.
Morgana the van. Yeah, Morgana the
van with Joker in it. That would be a character. Yeah. Perfect. Teddy on roller skates. Fantastic. You know, it rides itself. I'd love it. I'd play it. I'd buy it.
Yeah.
People, not enough kart races in the world, man. Not enough kart races.
Honestly, though. Stop letting Mario Kart monopolize it. It's not very hard to be better.
Yeah, exactly. Who's up next? Kyle? Is it you?
Hunter.
Hunter?
I think it's my turn. All right, so this next one, I haven't played it, but I've seen a whole lot of screenshots
Oh
It's
dear.
just always been the most. It never felt like I was seeing a real game for a long time. Project Cross Zone.
Yes. Hell
Project
yes, my
what?
dude. I had this on my list too.
It's
This
like
is
it's like a
it's
3DS
a
game,
3DS
and it's like a
duology. That's
yeah, it's
like
like
it
a
was a crossover between Namco, Capcom, and Sega. It is
s-
it looks like the most unhinged thing on the planet, and I'm so sad that I missed out on it.
Because like all the time I'm seeing like screenshots of like Phoenix and Maya from Ace Attorney talking to like
Majima.
yeah or Kazuma from or not Kazuma whatever
Kazuya
is Kazuya from
from Tekken.
Tekken.
Yeah.
Just it's like ah, ha, ha, look at them, they both got spiky hair or whatever, like Dante interacting with like I don't know plenty of people. It's always the weirdest thing in the world to
Chris
see a
Redfield and Jill
screenshot from.
Valentine, for example, from Resident
Yeah.
Evil.
Oh,
Yeah, this is absolutely
dude.
crazy.
This has been a game I've wanted to track down for a long time. Just because Hunter said, just because this game just looks so unhinged. I want to know everything about it. It looks stupid.
Yeah, the gameplay is apparently it's like a grid-based RPG or something, or
Mm.
like strategy thing, and it'd be like not normally my thing, but I think I'd be willing to put up with it for whatever we've got going on in between. Port it to the Switch, please.
Oh, please do.
I never had a
Oh, good. In
3DS.
the UK, I can get it for cheaper than Majora's Mask. Thank God for that.
Incredible.
Really?
Yeah, 40 quid.
Wow. Ugh.
Yeah, this, and of course Monolith made it.
Yep.
Of course they did.
Yeah, in the second game, they put there were also some like Nintendo characters because it was a 3DS exclusive. They put in Chrom and Lucina from Fire Emblem,
Oh,
and
nice.
Monolith had also added in Fiora from Xenoblade.
Oh, of all the characters.
Of all of
I
them,
don't know
Of
like
why they
all of
picked
them.
her in specific, because they also used like the spoiler costume for her.
you telling me they passed on having Dunban interact with Virgil?
Ah,
That would
huge
have been
missed
fun.
opportunity.
Oh well. At least she can
Or
interact
Ryan
with
interact with
Majima from
anybody.
Like a Dragon, guys. At least she can interact with Majima.
But yeah, it's just one of those things where I always saw screenshots and like, or like I'd read conversations that happen in the game, and I'd be like, "This is hilarious," but also it doesn't feel like it should be real.
No, definitely shouldn't.
It's like, yeah, for a long time, I thought it was just some really popular like fan game.
Nope. No, this is official.
And the fact it got a
Yeah,
sequel.
I
and it
know,
got a
dude.
sequel.
I don't know
How,
how it got a sequel.
How did it happen?
and it was localized. That's
I know.
bizarre. So GameSpot gave it a 5 out of 10.
Fun
Sequel, that
haters.
is. The sequel, that is. What did they? Oh, they gave they gave the first one at 6.5. Yeah, IGN gave the first one an 8 and the second one a 6.5. Nintendo Life gave both of them an 8. They obviously don't see the
Yeah,
quality.
let's go,
But guys,
Nintendo Life.
thank you,
Like,
Nintendo Life.
I don't understand what the drastic quality dip could be, really, as long as they both work.
They added Fiora, Docker Point. They had Docker Point.
You know,
If I
you
had to take
miss.
a guess, it would probably be like too samey to the first one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
guys,
yeah.
guys, it didn't hit the same. It didn't hit the
It
same.
hit the same. The novelty of
The
this
novelty's
insanity
dead.
wore off.
Yeah.
Like unless they're both unless they're both like 50 hours apiece. I don't know how that would be possible.
I don't actually know how long these would be. Like I said, I don't know. But we don't know anything about this game.
It's just
it's
something
just
I've
so.
seen, and if
Oh
given the
my
opportunity, I
god!
would play. Oh
Oh
my god.
no.
Project Cross Zone made story 56 hours.
Oh,
Okay, I can
I
see.
Hang
see.
I
on.
see how this
Set
could
at X
probably.
Zone 2, Cross Zone 2, 49 and a half. Yeah, they're 50-hour games. You're telling me that I've never heard of these yet? Apparently they are longer than they're the same length as all the Xenoblade games. That's
Although it's
funny.
Monolith Soft, so I guess we shouldn't be surprised.
That's
I'd still
crazy.
play them given an opportunity.
Yeah.
They look like fun.
Well, you have fun with that. I'm good. Uh, Kyle, then what's next?
Um, on the subject of weird Nintendo strategy games, Pokemon Conquest is a video game. This is a crossover between the Pokemon franchise and real world inspired historical Japanese figures.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
like Nobunaga Oda and stuff,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly like that. So you've got all these people. This is a
So
DS.
historical, but heavily mythologized.
Yeah. Um, this is a DS exclusive game, and it's another one that I haven't had the chance to play. Wanted to, haven't been able to find it, and also haven't had a care to look into it deeper
You
besides for this episode.
you ever
But
want to
it,
see Pikachu in a kimono? I'm pretty sure I've seen that before.
Dude,
but
the Pokemon
essentially,
backgrounds come out when we talked about Pokemon as well. That's fucking wow. I don't like
damn,
that.
it's like we planned
It's
this.
like we planned it. I change it in the background, guys. That's what really happens.
But no, essentially the game is just like a turn-based strategy game like Fire Emblem.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like Project X Zone. It's just a weird idea that I I struggle to fathom how it became reality.
Yeah,
And turning Oda Nobunaga into like this master of dragon Pokemon where he's got like a high dragon, a Zekrom, and a shiny Rayquaza on his roster.
Yeah, that checks out. Like I've played enough games that have him as like a figure in them. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense for who he is. Like he's the
Hmm.
main villain in Onimusha. He was in Neo.
Yeah. It's just so bizarre. And also, in my research, I found that you guys know Tokyo Mirage Sessions, that
yeah.
weird Fire
Yeah,
Emblem thing?
that was on here. And my thing is another one I haven't played, but it's perplexing.
Well, apparently, if the idea for Pokemon Conquest didn't happen, there would have been a Pokemon and Fire Emblem crossover,
Yeah.
which
Even worse. So yeah, I'd take that. Yeah.
it'd be interesting to see what that timeline is like.
But no, Tokyo Mirage Sessions is also one that I think is a bit. It's been on
Mm.
my radar because I've seen it about, and I'm like, that's something that I
I've
feel.
never understood where the crossover is really. It always just looked kind of like a.
It's like yeah, because there's no.
Like Fire Emblem and SMT.
Well, yeah, I know what the.
It is, but there's no
I mean, I don't
SMT
understand.
characters in it.
Yeah, that's the thing that's weird to
Hmm.
me. But it looks more like a. I think everything looked more like a turn-based, RPG.
I think it is literally just what if Atlas made a Fire Emblem game that was just a turn-based SMT game.
Yeah,
Mm.
and like none of them are they actual. Did they like SMTify Fire Emblem characters? That's still.
I don't know.
And it's still lost on me what they're actually crossing over there.
Nothing apparently. But no. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. But hey, it's there. I can't. I don't think I've got any other ones. I can't think of. I think I've said most of mine.
Oh no.
Oh no, what a shame,
Ethan's all tapped out.
bro. I've been tapped out for a while, bro. I've been tapped out for a while.
Hunter, how many
surprised I
more
got
you
this
got?
How many more? Have you
I've got a couple more. A lot of them are like one and done cameo kind of things, and then
Mm.
yeah.
How
I
many
mean,
have you got?
yeah,
Kyle?
I've got a couple more I can talk about.
Go for it.
Um, yeah, let's do this one. Fortune Street.
Oh yeah, that one's weird, isn't it?
This was a game on the Wii that was Monopoly with Dragon Quest and Mario characters.
Oh, good.
Like
My
it
favorite
didn't have
collaboration.
didn't it make things way more complicated than Monopoly actually is?
Probably. I haven't played Monopoly in a very long time.
Yeah.
But again, it's just like it's one of those kinds of things that could like only happen in like the Wii era. It feels
Yeah, yeah.
like the Wii PS3 era. Just
Mario 3-on-3 hoops, random
oh,
Square
dude,
Enix
that
characters
game was
too.
sick. Unironically, I love that game. That and Mario Sports Mix. on the Wii. That was another fun one. Super slept on. Did not get nearly enough appreciation.
Hell yeah.
Ugh.
Hunter,
Hunter, what do
what's
you
one of your
got?
quick fire ones? I just want to put this out because I didn't. You were questioning about the TF2 characters, Kyle. I want to
Oh yeah.
specify. You know, Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed. They were a singular character, and when you transformed into land, sea, or air, you had a different one of them in each of the three modes. I don't know how that worked, but that's how that plays. So now you
Huh.
go.
Alrighty.
Steam exclusive. Sorry, nerds. But you get the me in the Wii version, so you know. Wii
In
U
your
version.
Xbox Live avatar.
Or your Xbox Live avatar. Or Wreck-It Ralph's for everyone. And Yogcaster's PC only for charity. Anyway, Hunter, what have you got?
All right, so a couple of them I got here. Donkey Kong was a hidden boss in Punch Out Wii, and that's always tickled me to no end.
I do remember seeing that.
It's like now it's like if they ever make another one, I'm like, oh man, what goofy Nintendo character are they gonna put as the hidden boss next time? Get Captain Falcon gonna
Captain
Falcon
Falcon.
punch you? I feel like that.
Hmm.
I feel like that'd be the good choice since they refuse to give him another game, but they'll let him be other stuff. And then to keep in with the SMT thing, Dante famously
Oh yeah.
featured in
From the Devil May Cry
Nocturne.
series.
Shit, is
Yeah.
that where he's from? That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, those are always fun. I love little, like
I
obviously you
forget.
get
Is he like?
references and
Do you
stuff
get
like
a?
that.
Do you get him as a party member after you beat him as the boss, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I couldn't remember, but
Yep.
I knew he was at
You
least
can
a
kill
boss.
Satan with Dante.
Typical, as you should.
But only if you pay extra for the remaster, guys. Only if you pay extra.
Hmm.
But no, I love cameos and stuff like that. Whether it's little ones or big ones, you know.
Yeah.
Just little references. They're always
Hmm.
fun. Right, Kyle, do you have any other little quick ones?
Yeah, well, I've got my final one.
Go for it. What have you got?
This last one is a game. It's very near and dear to my heart. It's BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, the game that got me really hooked into fighting games. Thank you, global pandemic, for giving me the time to actually look at this game. But quick and dirty rundown of the game. It's a crossover between the BlazBlue franchise, Persona 4 Arena, Under Night, and Ruby. Rest in peace,
R.I.P.
Rooster Teeth.
R.I.P. Ruby. I hope someone picks you up. I need to see the end of this story. I'm in too deep. You can't just take it away.
No, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. So it's Jover, dude. I'm sorry. How many
But
seasons?
It was 9.
9?
Jeez, it's getting close to like Big Bang Theory levels, dude. Need to die anyway. That's crazy.
Well, they should have structured the story differently. I agree, but also like it's annoying.
Yeah.
Oh well.
That's a whole other mess.
Well, at least you can play BlazBlue.
We don't have the time. But no, I just like there's something special about this game to me. It'll always hold a very close spot in my heart as like the first traditional fighting game that I decided to take seriously. I was taking part in PlayStation weekly tournaments. I was actually like taking the time studying and trying to like learn and improve. I bought this game on 2 consoles, and between the 2 of them, I think I've actually 3 now if you want to count the PS5 as a separate thing. But
You're just playing the PS4 version, aren't you?
I am, but
That's
I
disgusting,
think
Hunter. Professionalism on this podcast has been dead for a long fucking time.
It came in the mid-sentence. I apologize.
Yeah,
I would have muted it.
Apologize to me. Apologize to everybody listening. You horrible person.
But yeah, so between 2 different consoles, I've put probably over 800 hours into it. And I truly just love everything about this game. The presentation and the way all the characters are translated into it, it's just the kind of thing where everything works. The game is also a two versus 2 fighter, so you pick 2 characters at the start, and certain character pairings will have certain interactions with each other. It's just super cute to watch those interactions. seeing Ruby and Adachi from Persona 4 have an interaction is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
And just seeing, like, someone like, Narukami from Persona 4 just have, like, a million different conversations with everyone in the cast. It's like you could tell there was a lot of care put into this game, and it's very upsetting to see how the FGC treats this game because it's either someone's favorite game or someone's favorite punchline.
Oh, that's a shame. It always tickled me that they were like, "All right, let's make a Arc System Works was like, let's make a crossover fighter, and we'll use BlazBlue." And then they went and found 3 other random IPs instead of one of the other slots being filled up by their other fighting game
Yeah,
with Guilty Gear.
I don't
It's
know.
always tickled me. I'm like, you know what? I respect it. It's hilarious.
Well, the
But
creator of this game, like the only reason Ruby got into this was because the creator was a huge fan of Ruby, like
yeah,
to the point
cute.
where he even likes volumes 4 and 5.
Ooh,
I know.
volume 5. That's impressive.
But
But
no, I just love the game.
it's
I've
like
I've been getting nostalgic for it lately.
I've always, or ever since playing River City Girls, because that's like technically an IP underneath of them. I'd be like, it'd be cool to see the crew from that be put into a second one or something.
Yeah.
If
I'd
they
love to
wanted
see
to.
what they do with a BB Tag 2
Yeah,
because they only pulled like half the rosters from each game. Like
yeah,
even the BlazBlue half didn't get its full roster put in. I know Persona was missing a lot of like the Persona 3 characters.
yeah.
Ruby, they only pulled Team Ruby and
And
Neo.
Neo,
And
and
again,
yeah,
Under
that
Night,
left
there's
out.
only like half of them, but they're also like the strongest characters in the game, so maybe it was for the best.
No, fair enough. And yeah, with that, I guess that's it.
Hunter, did you have
Did
anything
you have anything
else?
else, Hunter? Did you want to quickly rapid fire anything else?
Nah, nothing
I
that's
want to
like
give a
super
shout out
interesting to
to
talk about.
Sackboy. His
Like,
drip's immaculate, dude. His
like
crossover character costumes are pretty sick whenever they do them.
He was in Fall Guys as a bean
He was
also.
also a being. He was a very cute being. But also, when he's been a cute being in his own little games, he has some cute costumes as well that I always like.
But
I
yeah, the
love
ones
when they
that
put
I've got
little cute
left
ones
aren't super interesting, like Hyrule Warriors and the other Musou games that are just other IP.
Oh yeah.
in. Yeah,
I think it's a better approach than just redoing Romance of the Three Kingdoms 900 times, but
but
you
damn,
know,
we gotta romance those 3 kingdoms under God.
and then
They ain't gonna
Pokken
romance
Tournament was
themselves.
another one that tickled me as a concept because they have like Tekken at the end of the name, but it's way more brain dead than Tekken, you know? It's yeah.
No, fair enough.
You can use Pikachu to deliver a Stone Cold Stunner to a Charizard, though. And few things in life are more satisfying than that.
You can also play as a chandelier.
Yeah.
Fair play. Fair play. But hey, we'll leave it there. If we've missed a crossover that you just have to let us know about, let us know. I think we got most of them though.
Yeah.
I'm
All the
confident
big ones
that
at
we've got
least.
all of them. Every single crossover ever in video games, we got it.
I wouldn't go that far.
I am gonna go that far. Who's gonna stop me? But anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thank you everyone for listening and watching this week. Next week, I don't know.
I think the video games are out next week.
There are
It's the
Tales
week
of.
after.
No, I thought Tales is out. Isn't Kenzao out?
Yeah, Kenzera's out.
Oh.
Yeah, video games are next week.
Well, if we play that,
Crab's
then we can
Treasure's
talk
the
about
25th. And Stellar Blade's the 26th. Yeah.
that. So
Guys, we're
maybe
done.
we'll talk
we're,
about.
we're saved.
Maybe we'll
I
talk
hate to
about
break
video
this
games.
to you, but we'll be recording that on the 19th. Or the 20th.
Oh.
Isn't Tales of Kenzao out next week? Am I being stupid?
No, I'm being stupid. I don't
You
know how to
being
read
stupid?
a calendar. Yeah, that's my B.
Kenzera,
Yeah.
not Kenzao. Kenzera.
Guys, I never learned how to read. Full disclosure.
Oh yeah, it's April 23rd. I thought it was April 18th. I'm getting my dates confused. I thought it was Thursday, not Tuesday. Oh
Look,
well.
it's been a
No
long
video
week.
games next week. Fucking video games are dead.
Yeah, we'll come up-
2024,
we'll
more like
come up
2020
with
bore. What the fuck is happening, guys? Come on, oi.
Fucking bored.
Games industry, stop laying fuckers off and make me some damn video games. God damn it, is it that hard? Jeez. Treat your employees properly, and Naughty Dog release a video game for once in your life. Thank you very much.
I
Don't-
don't want a Naughty Dog game.
I do. I want some juice. I want some sparks. I want some flame to happen, dude. I want their new IP to come out, and I want the internet to go divided, even though they haven't played it. That's what I want.
You want
Need
so
some
you want
drama.
juice? You want juice, sparks, and flames? I think
Alright.
you want Spyro.
Oh yeah,
Then if that's the case.
big copium. We're gonna keep that huffing that one for at least the next 18 months, guys. Just I believe. Anyway, I'm done. I'm exhausted. I'm good. Let's wrap it up. Thank you guys ever so much for listening this week. We'll be back not with video games next week, with something else, I guess. We'll figure it out. But hey, until then, have an awesome week, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.
See ya.